Welcome to Stroke Team with LAC. Whether this is your first season with us and you have come up from swim lessons or tried out and moved to us from another team, or if this is your second or third season with us, we are excited to have you back and to be back on the pool deck in just a short few more days, less than 2 weeks. I'm so excited. I'm Coach Chelsie. If you want to read about me and my bio and my history with swimming, it's on our website. I am thrilled to be on the pool deck with your swimmers, and it's one of my favorite places to be in the whole world. I want to go over a few things that will be helpful for you. The first is arriving. So we still could have construction going on at the WAC when we start back the week of the 29th. So if they do reroute you, feel free to just go to the door that they want you to go, whether that's the main doors or the side door, and one of us will be ready with the door open and to welcome your swimmer. When they come in, they'll have a seat on the bleachers, just like they did for swimming lessons, just like they have in the past. And we will want them to have their suit on and their cap on and their goggles nearby, so that all they have to do is grab their goggles and kick off their shoes and they're ready to go. Because the quicker we can get in the water and the less time that we have to get in or get ready, then the more we are able to accomplish. So we're excited for that. So our guidelines, my guidelines for a good practice are be ready, be focused, and do your best. So second would be focused. This is the biggest thing because kids are excited to talk to their friends, and we let them do that while they're waiting for practice to start. Even for a few seconds when they finish at the wall before a coach starts talking again, or after practice. But just like in a classroom, when their teacher is talking, they're not talking. So in the pool, when a coach is talking, then they are not expected to be talking, they're expected to be listening. So we try to keep instruction time to a minimum. We realize that these are young kids and their attention spans are not like that of an adult, so we don't expect them to listen for several minutes at a time. At the end, we try and keep instruction brief and precise, and then get them moving again and practicing whatever that is. We will describe a drill. I will often ask for a volunteer to be a puppet, which means that they would come out of the water and I would show the other swimmers with their body while they're out of the water. And then we will look for those who are demonstrating the skill really well, and then we'll ask them to demonstrate while the rest get out and watch. So those are kind of ways that we instruct, but during all of those three ways, we would want them focused and paying attention so they know what they're supposed to be doing. So you'll hear us say no talking when the coach is talking, and we'll reiterate that to the swimmers as well. And we want them to remember and make sure to follow that guideline so that we can all have a good practice. And last is do your best. So for some, being first to the wall might not be doing their best because they're just trying to be fast. What we want is during learning all these drills, and when we break the strokes down, we want them doing their best with the drills that they're being taught. So working on their body position, their head position, and really doing the drill well. And we don't want them ever to talk about beating somebody else or I was first, because those are things that are not important to us in practice. Because when they have good technique, then they combine that with strength, that equals speed. So if you don't have good technique, you can be fast, but that's eventually going to wear off. So we want to encourage them to be doing their best, and then if we as coaches need to move the swimmers around in a lane, if somebody is catching up to the person in front of them, we will make those changes. But we will take the burden of doing that, and we'll ask that the swimmers not focus on that piece. So if we are ready, we are focused, and we are doing our best, I really feel like we can have a great practice session, and that's when improvements are seen, and that's what we want to see. The improvements that we'll see will happen just in their overall technique and moving throughout practice groups, maybe moving up from red team to black team. We'll also see it in their times at the stroke meets, which is not always a good representation of if they're doing better, because sometimes maybe their goggles fell off and they had a bummer race that meet. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not improving. That just means that they had an off meet, and that happens. So, but stroke meets are a way that we can see if their technique is getting better, because if their technique is getting better and they're getting bigger and stronger, they're going to then become faster. And then that brings me to moving up. So between red team and black team, I can move up a swimmer at any point during the year. as long as space allows. So if a swimmer is with us in red team and I quickly see that they are able to be moved up to black team, then we will make that change regardless of where it is in the season, as long as our numbers allow us to. And I do foresee that happening with our red 1 to black 1 and also red 2 to black 2, because especially red 1 has a lot more swimmers than black 1. So I'll be looking for a few swimmers who within the first few weeks are ready to move to our black 1 practice group, and then I will move them. When it comes to moving from stroke team to competitive team though, that only happens at the end of a season. That's when they see who's moving up, as well as then see who what numbers they have in a practice group. But on the rare occasion, they might have a swimmer who is moving, and then they say to us, I'm gonna have one move in a couple weeks. Do you have any swimmers who are ready for bronze 1 or bronze 2 or whatever spot they're gonna have? And then on that rare occasion, then they would move them mid-season, but it doesn't happen very often. So that's about it that I wanted to cover. I'll make more videos of, like I said, of things like putting on a cap and things I might feel would be helpful for you as a new family or as a returning family. And in the meantime, if you ever have questions, please reach out. We have almost 100 stroke team kids, and I plan to know each and every one of them. I want to know their names, and I want to know a little about them. So when it's time to have questions, then you can call me, and I make it a point to make sure I know who your swimmer is and know their swimming, and I know them in and out so I can talk about them. And I love to talk about swimming. So feel free to reach out anytime. Email me. We can set up a phone call. And I just look forward to this season. And I hope you are as excited as I am. Go LAC.